Hello and welcome to the shop. I have a piece of hard maple that has some spalting, and I am in need of a new salt cellar for my kitchen. So today we're going to make a salt cellar and a little spoon to go with it. So thanks for joining. Stick around. Let's see how it goes. Well, this little crack here I've got to deal with. I have plenty of room. This doesn't have to be very big. So I think I'm just going to turn it away. Get a little catchy down there. So we'll switch to the box rest, give it some more support. So it will probably be a little bit higher than center. Space this narrow. Nope, dead on. Uh-oh. There's an inclusion in there. This is meant to hold food, so I'm going to have to take that out. I'm going to have to turn it thinner. I wanted it to be a little bit heavier, but can't leave that inclusion in there. I'm sorry. That's all right. I have this little inclusion, so rather than putting the relief in the lid for the spoon, I'll put it in the base. A little tiny bit of torn grain. Let's sand that out. Not the end of the world. So there's the base of our little salt cellar. A little cutout for the spoon to set in there. We still have the same measurement. This does not have to be a tight-fitting lid. This is a salt cellar, so you don't want to have to fight with the lid if you're in the middle of cooking. So I'll give myself a ballpark, but then I'm going to loosen it so this lid just comes right off. It's not going to have a good tight jam fit because of the purpose of the piece of wood. And I say I loosen a lid for something like this, and wood turners all go, what? Well, what am I using the piece for? That's going to determine what I do with the lid. Perfect. That's what I want for this lid. But I am going to make sure these shoulders are square because I am going to turn this around and jam it to turn the outside. So all I'm doing is looking down over the top of this little tenon, and I'm lining up the blade of my tool, the tenon, and the bedways of the lathe. That way I can make a perfectly square shoulder on that tenon so that it will jam and I can turn the outside of the lid. So a handy little trick, using the same waste block that I used to jam the body, I have an inside diameter close to what I need for the lid. So if I start to hollow this down using that as my edge, I should get a good jam pretty easily. So again, what I need to do is keep this little rim, and I need to hollow past it and start widening, and I should find my perfect jam fit so that I can turn the outside of this lid. Not right there. That's a little bit too much. Or okay, so my jam is a little bit loose, right? It's not going to hold it for me to shape the lid. But that will. And just for extra insurance, we'll bring up the tailstock. Little salt cellar. Alright, if you were with me this morning, I made a salt cellar out of spalted maple. It needs a spoon. So I have some cherry that has a little bit of figure, a little bit of burl in it. And I think I'm going to put my ball of my spoon on this end. Let's get it round and get it into the chuck so we can figure out what we're dealing with. Salt cellar and a cherry burl scoop. That's roughly half a tablespoon or teaspoon. Doesn't need to be very big. It's just for while you're cooking.